I'm back again to do a video response to all the comments I've been getting on my part 4 video for making Prometheus a better film. Part 4, have Shaw chase the engineer. A lot of responses, some responses actually, not a lot, have been sort of critiquing why I said what I'm saying in that video to make the movie better. The movie is good as is, as the engineer chasing Shaw. People are saying it's good as is. But my point in making the Shaw chase the engineers, I felt that was more parallel to what the movie was doing from the beginning of the film to when you get to that point where the ship crashes, Shaw is running back, and the only reason Shaw is running, let me just clear that up because I think there might be some confusion. One, the Shaw is running from the ship as it's crashing, right? And then once the ship crashes, Shaw realizes her helmet or suit is running out of oxygen because she's been outside for quite a while. And Shaw is only running back to the emergency pod to get oxygen, right? Shaw gets back to the pod, and then David tells her the engineer is alive and he's coming after you. And then the whole him coming after her happens. Or he shows up the next minute, and it's like a horror movie, basically, where Frankenstein or the swamp monster comes in the door and chases after the half-naked heroine. And we get that, and I've seen that a billion times before. And my argument wasn't based on I don't understand what they're doing and I don't like it. My argument was based on I understand exactly what's happening and I don't like it. I know what they're doing. They're trying to make a horror element to it. And the art history guy did a video review, a member on YouTube, the art history guy, arguing why he liked the fact that engineer chased Shaw because it tied in the squid face hugger to the engineer, and that was literally, when you think about it, that's literally the only way that giant squid face hugger would encounter the engineer to impregnate him. And then you have the alien species being born. And like I said, that whole segment of this Prometheus movie, I felt it was like a different movie. It didn't fit into what the movie was doing. Like, it was just sort of, Prometheus ended when Shaw's leaving on a ship and she says we have to go see where they come from, and then all of a sudden we have this extra scene which is silly. And I think a lot of the critical reviews on this movie, professional reviews, said that scene was something they didn't really like. And for some reason I'm still reading positive critical reviews on Prometheus in the newspapers and online, and I'm like, did I see the same movie? I still question whether I'm being too critical on this movie. Being an Alien fan, did I go into this movie with a lot of expectations and being very harsh in it? No, and I don't think I am. And I just saw a review online about The Dark Knight. And The Dark Knight, I think Christopher Nolan, the director that did The Dark Knight, he also did Inception. And a lot of people, I didn't realize people didn't like Inception. I liked Inception. I didn't love it. I don't love Christopher Nolan. I'm not a fan of his, but I don't hate his work. A lot of people complain that his movies have a lot of plot holes. And the review I saw for The Dark Knight, these guys were saying that at the end of The Dark Knight, there's a scene in The Dark Knight where Bruce Wayne returns to Gotham or Manhattan, and Gotham is Manhattan, and all the bridges around Manhattan Island has been blown up or destroyed by Bane and the tunnels, and you can't get in and out of Manhattan. And it's emphasized in that movie, I haven't seen The Dark Knight. Actually, I'm going to go see it in a couple hours tonight. But Bruce Wayne shows up at some point in the movie where he's on a journey to becoming Batman or something. I don't really know. But he shows up and he's in Manhattan all of a sudden, and then there's a big plot hole where how did he get into Manhattan? Like, isn't it all blocked off? But the fellow that reviewed it said there's a point to be made there, especially for Christopher Nolan movie where there's plot holes in some of his movies, that The Dark Knight Rises is the story of Bruce Wayne becoming Batman, or a journey of this guy, this character. And you wrapped up in that story so much that you could forgive the one plot hole where Bruce Wayne or whatever, he gets back to Manhattan and, whatever. You forgive that plot hole. Now, Prometheus is the same thing. Like, I'm watching Prometheus and I'm thinking about what I saw. And I'm thinking about the core story in Prometheus. Is it good enough for me to forgive the plot holes in Prometheus? No, I don't think so. And I would disagree with that. And I think that's why a lot of people that love Prometheus sort of like that core. And Prometheus, in its core, is a good science fiction movie. In its core, and what it's trying to do, it's a brilliant science fiction movie. And it's a movie a story, a science fiction story. I've read many books. I think there's a Ray Bradbury book that a lot of people compare Prometheus to, where I think a spaceship, Jesus is a spaceship, or some guy is going after Jesus, or looking for space Jesus or something like that. And that was a brilliant short story by Ray Bradbury back in the last century. And to see that come up in Prometheus, a movie like Prometheus, in like its core story, you think, wow, it's a good movie. But it's too many plot holes in Prometheus that I can't, and I'm not involved in that story at the end of Prometheus, because when you have a scene where the engineer is chasing Shaw, and the beacon alien is coming out of the engineer at the end of the movie, the whole core story falls apart, and it seems like it's a big joke. It's a big ha 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 in your face. You know, we got your money. You know, this is what you get. And that's kind of how I felt at the end of Prometheus. Funny enough, I saw Alien vs Predator. It's been shown on TV, and cable TV, a couple of nights, and the last night I was flipping through and I saw it was coming on. I don't remember ever seeing that movie. My fiance tells me we saw that movie in 2004. I don't remember seeing it. Maybe I saw it and I forgot about it because it was that bad. But as I'm watching on the couch in my living room last night, I'm thinking, it's not a bad movie. I was enjoying it. I was entertained by it. And I was watching that movie and I was comparing it to Prometheus, and I was like, you know what? This movie is better than Prometheus in terms of entertaining me. You strip away the visuals of Prometheus, you strip away the core story of what they're trying to do. Prometheus is the same level as Alien vs Predator. You have a group of explorers going into alien foreign place looking for answers. In both movies, you have Peter Whalen, a Whalen character who's paying for everything. He's there and he wants answers. You have sort of a group of, I guess, minor characters that get killed off one by one. You get sort of, and I'm watching that movie and I'm thinking, you know what? Alien vs Predator would have been so much better, simply because of the fact Alien vs Predator takes place in 2004, and you have aliens in Earth in 2004, and you don't even only have that, but you have the sense that aliens and predators have been on Earth since the beginning of time, since the beginning of civilization. I'm sorry, and I'm thinking, oh my God, like Alien vs Predator and Prometheus cannot exist in the same universe. Like those two movies cannot coexist because they're two different. They're both saying two different things. On the same topic of aliens and predator, aliens per se, because that's what Prometheus is about. It's not about predators. And I'm watching Alien vs Predators last night. I'm thinking this would have been a good prequel. Alien vs Predator would have been a perfect prequel to Alien. You have Peter Whalen in 2004, which is prequeling the year I think the story Alien takes place is in the future. It's not the far future, but the near kind of future, within the 20th century, 21st century, or what have you, 22nd century. You have it ties in to Alien vs Predator ties in. Would have been a nice time to Alien, and then Aliens whatever. And I'm thinking like this is what Prometheus might have been had it been a real prequel to Alien, I think, and it would have been a better movie if Prometheus was like Alien vs Predator, in that you have something taking place in the present day. It's on Earth. It's simple. Alien vs Predator, I thought it was a simple story. You have people in a cave getting killed off one by aliens, by xenomorphs, I'm sorry. And then you have the Predator people come in and they clean it up or whatever. And it would have been funny had the Predators been the engineers for the xenomorphs and maybe human race. And I thought, like, have the Predator replace the engineers and the space jockey, and you have a better story than Prometheus, I think. And in that sense, I thought Alien vs Predator was better. It's not a good movie, but it's better than Prometheus, better than what I took away from Prometheus. Even at the end of the movie, I thought Sanaa Lathan's character in that movie, I forgot her name, she reminded me more of Ripley than Shaw reminded me of Ripley. If you think about the Ripley character, and I think the Ripley character is overemphasized as being, she has nothing to do with the genre, I don't think. She becomes important in the genre in the sense that she starts off in Alien. She's not there looking for answers. In the first Alien movie, it's simple. Ripley is on that ship. She's maybe a worker, could be a secretary or whatever, pilot. She's just like a regular working person in an office situation, a workplace situation. And she gets into the situation of the xenomorphs. And her situation is Ripley on one side, xenomorphs on the other side, and in between that situation that Ripley's in is human stupidity and human greed, and there's a lot of stuff, a lot of themes go into those movies, right? Alien versus Predator, you have the Sanaa Lathan character, Alexa Woods is her name. She's on this mission, has nothing to do with her, she's not there looking for answers, she's doing her job. And she doesn't care anything about aliens or predators, anything like that. But she gets into this situation where Alexa Woods, or Sanaa Lathan's character, is on one side. On the other side, you have the alien and the predators trying to kill them, and they're trying to get the guns back or whatever. And in the middle, you have that human stupidity and human greed, and Peter Whalen is usually in the center of all that in all these movies. And you have that situation set up, that sort of framework set up, that's mirrored more in the alien movies than you have with Prometheus. Prometheus doesn't really mirror that. Prometheus puts Ripley, imagine if Ripley was on a ship looking for aliens. Could you imagine? That's sort of what you're saying. If Shaw is going to be Ripley, then you're saying Ripley is on a spaceship looking for answers, looking for aliens or whatever. And that doesn't really blend well with me. But Alien vs. Predator, I thought would have been a better prequel for Alien. And Prometheus should have been its own movie, and that's even more emphasizing that why Prometheus should have been its own movie in the Alien universe. You know, one more thing, Prometheus is so much like Alien vs. Predator, where certain scenes are almost identical. You have a scene in Prometheus where Shaw is asking them, "Why are you bringing guns in this exploration?" When they first go into the cave, she's like, "Why are you guys bringing guns along? You know, this is a scientific expedition. It's not like a military expedition." Alien vs. Predator, you have the same conversation. Why are you guys bringing guns when we go and explore pyramids? Because you have a group of scientists and a group of Peter Whalen's bodyguards. It's almost the same cast, cast of characters in Alien vs. Predator and Prometheus. You have a group of scientists looking for answers, a military, I guess, background characters or military characters, and Peter Whalen's in there, and you kind of have that, you know, and you have that conflict between science and military, and in Prometheus as well as in Alien vs. Predator. It's almost, Prometheus is more like Alien vs. Predator. And it's like I said, it's my first time I remember seeing Alien vs. Predator. It's been said I've seen it before, but I don't remember seeing it before. But I realized there's a lot more parallels between Prometheus and Alien vs. Predator. I think I'm going on for a long time in this. It was meant to be a short video responding to my why Shaw should chase the engineer. And like I said, I wrote some comments on that video. I'm not gonna go over that right now, but that's hopefully all I have to say about this. But I'm gonna title this YouTube video "Alien vs. Predator is better than Prometheus," and make people watch it. And I want to see the comments on what people will say about that. But I love Alien vs. Predator. I watched it last night for the first time in my memory, and I thought it wasn't a good movie. It wasn't like Shakespeare or anything like that. It wasn't like Academy Award winning performances. It's a stupid movie, but a stupid movie that entertained me. And like I said, I went into Alien vs. Predator with less expectations than I had with Prometheus. But you strip all that away from Prometheus. You strip away the visual effects, the good acting in Prometheus, the core story that Prometheus sets up but fails to tell at the end. You have Alien vs. Predator and Prometheus are the same movies when you overlay them, in same cast of characters, the same environment, the same setting, the same situation, the same plot to some extent. And the funny thing is, I think Alexa Woods, the Sanaa Lathan character in Alien vs. Predator, is more like a Ripley. And at the end of that movie, what are they doing? They're chasing after her and the Predator. They're chasing after the queen to kill the queen alien, xenomorph queen, because they don't want her to get back to Earth, to get back to the surface. And that's why Prometheus should have ended with Shaw chasing the engineer. The same, watch Alien vs. Predator, you see what I mean? Imagine if the alien queen is chasing them back into the tunnels, right? Imagine that. Would that have made sense for that movie? No. But no, they're coming out of the tunnel, Alien vs. Predator, and Sanaa Lathan was like, oh, we can't let her get away. We can't let her get back to Earth or get back to civilization because she's going to kill everything. They chase after her. There's good conflict. It ends stupid, you know, like most movies like that end. But it makes sense for them to be chasing after the alien queen at the end of Alien vs. Predator. instead of the alien queen chasing. I think at one point, like that movie ends pretty well because they're chasing after her, but at the same time, the alien queen is trying to get away. She's trying to get out of there because she knows they're gonna blow everything up, and that sort of connotates the survival instincts of the xenomorphs. They have good survival instincts. That's who they are. That's their character. They know how to survive. They know how to get out of situations. The alien queen, I think in Aliens, the Aliens movie, she does the same thing. She knows they're gonna blow the base up, so she hides away in a spaceship. And they have to go out. Ripley has to kill her, go after her, make sure she doesn't get back to civilization. Good way to end the movie. The same way Shaw should have chased Engineer, because Engineer at that point he's a xenomorph. He's going to Earth to kill everything. Shaw should chase him. It shouldn't be him chasing her, and that emphasizes my point. I mean, watch Alien vs Predator. I mean, I should have just did this video in 1 second saying Shaw should have chased Engineer because I just saw Alien vs Predator. That's why Shaw chases the Engineer, because of that movie. And that's all I'm going to say for that. I'm looking forward to comments. I try to respond to all the comments. And I've been fair with it. I know I have the comment approval thing blocked on it to prevent from spam and stuff like that. But I do give everyone a fair shot at saying their comments on Prometheus. And I think it was an intriguing conversation on this movie. Because I like the idea of the movie. I like what Ridley Scott has done and presented to us. And I like talking about Prometheus. So I don't mind your comments. Keep them coming. And that's it till next time.